What's up guys, welcome back to a new video. Today we have a fun and Kengan Omega video covering whether Metsudo's army can defeat Purgatory in this tournament. What I mean by Metsudo's army is pretty much all the bodyguards or all the people Metsudo has control over, setting up a 13-man team to fight Purgatory and seeing whether they can get 7 wins and win against Purgatory. Also take note, a lot of assumptions are going to be made about certain characters' power throughout this video, as we don't really know that much about certain members of Metsudo's army. But yep, onto the video. I'll go over first the 13 members I'm going to be selecting to represent Metsudo in this battle. So we already have Misasa, the 8-Fang Metsudo, and Kanagito. They're already on the official Team Kengan team, so might as well take both of them. I'm also going to select the 2 personal bodyguards of Metsudo currently, with one of them being the 3rd Fang Metsudo, I believe, and another one being close to pretty much Kengan Ashura level Kanagito, and probably now in Kengan Omega he's probably like relative to maybe round 2 or round 3 Kanagito, just depends how you look at it. We have 3 Extermination Force members left to select, so I'm going to select those 3 as well. And then we have bodyguard captains and the special forces. I might as well pick the captain of the special forces, Nakado Ren. He isn't by any means a top tier fighter, but I would say he's pretty mid tier. He did do pretty well against Kiryu Setsuna in Kengan Ashura with his ultimate technique almost one-shotting him. And he's also probably gotten stronger in Kengan Omega as well, even though he did get kind of clowned on by Gairoki early in Kengan Omega, but I'm guessing he is pretty capable now. And that's 8 members, I believe, so 2 bodyguards or 2 personal bodyguards, 4 members of the Extermination Force, that's 6, and Kanagito, that's 7. Then we've got Nakado Ren making it 8, and then for the remaining 5, I'm just going to choose whatever bodyguard captains. You can really decide, it doesn't really matter because we already got the 7 people who I'm betting to get a win against Purgatory, so just choose the remaining bodyguard captains to lose if need be. But yeah, they're probably not going to win any fights against Purgatory fighters, even like the weakest ones such as Yumi or something like that. Be a mad lad by subscribing and joining the superior side, helping me reach my 2021 goal of 100k subscribers. I also have a Patreon for people who want various benefits while supporting the channel directly, alongside the Discord server and my Twitter. That's all linked in the description. Now enjoy the video. Now to cover the matchups and who I think they can win against. So it's easier to say Kanagito fights Lutien again, wins against Lutien. Misasa fights Yumi, wins again, but I'm actually going to place Misasa against someone else in this tournament, as I feel that someone else who's, in my opinion, weaker than Misasa will be able to defeat Yumi, so I'll save Misasa for another opponent. I'm actually going to take the bodyguard with the mask and place him up against Yumi, and I do believe he will be able to defeat Yumi. We know he's a pretty strong fighter, not Kanagito level, as we know he was like messed up by Kanagito various times prior to Kengan Ashura, but we did see him fight in later Kengan Ashura and he was an absolute mad lad and will really go to any means to win a fight. So he may like sacrifice like an arm or something to defeat Yumi, or pretty much everything to defeat Yumi. I wouldn't be surprised if he like just kills himself to get the win against Yumi if need be. But yeah, I do think he'll be able to defeat Yumi in a Purgatory match. So Kanagito beats Lutien again. One of the personal bodyguards defeats Yumi. The other personal bodyguard, who was the 3rd Fang Metsudo, as we know thanks to Fist of the Seeker, he actually won his own Kengan Ashura or Kengan Annihilation tournament in the past, and apparently it was like a one-sided stomp where he won pretty easily. In Kengan Ashura, we know he had like a match against Kanagito to try and take his spot as the representative of Metsudo, but we later realized that he was kind of training Kano in this, and he did lose, but you could say he wasn't taking it fully serious and was more training Kanagito for his fight for Hatsumi and to be better, and that if he was serious he could have done better. He's an absolute beast, and I'm going to pair him up against Naden. I think this will be one of the closest fights in the tournament if this, you know, actually did happen, but I do think it's very possible that Amori will be able to defeat Naden in a Purgatory match. And we do have the, you know, idea that he, as you know, being one of the most loyal people to Metsudo, could go to any means to defeat Naden and may very well kill himself to get the win or some crazy shit like that. But yeah, I do think he's pretty much on the same tier as Naden, and if we got to see his full power, I do think he would be able to defeat Naden in that match. So with that, we have 3 confirmed wins. Then after that, I'm going to place Misasa up against Carlos Medel. I do think Carlos is a pretty strong fighter, but I do think Misa is a tier above Carlos Medel when it comes to overall power, and we haven't really seen all the power Misa really has, so he could be even stronger than what most people believe already. I think this fight will be closer than what Misa's fight was against Yumi in the actual tournament, but I do think Misa will be able to win pretty convincingly against Carlos Medel, and I also don't see him falling for the, ring out thing that pretty much Galen got destroyed by in his match against him. But yeah, I'll say that's 4 confirmed wins. We only need 3 more. We have Katahara Metsudo, the captain of the Extermination Force, who was hyped up by Kanagito various times, with Kano saying he is strong enough to be the 8-Fang Metsudo and is most likely a beast. We saw him talking casually to Kuro, Ryan and Oma, pretty much telling them what to do, which I guess adds to his overall power. He is the son of Metsudo himself, so by default he's an absolute mad lad. He's respected by a large variety of people. I'm guessing he's an absolute beast. I think he'll easily be able to defeat Alan Wu or Falcon out of the 2 fighters we've seen so far. I'm not too sure about Toa. I'm saving another fighter part of Metsudo's army to fight Toa, but whichever one, I'll say Falcon. I think Metsudo would absolutely stomp Falcon, and then Alan Wu, I'll place this other Extermination Force against him. We saw him talking about Misa's true power when Misa was fighting Yumi. He seems to be a sword user, so he may be at a little bit of a disadvantage during that fight, but I do think he'll be capable enough to defeat Alan Wu in the Kengan match. So with that, we have 6 wins, I believe. So Lutien defeated, Carlos defeated, Alan Wu defeated, Yumi defeated, Naden defeated, and Falcon defeated. So Team Metsudo only needs 1 more win to acquire the win in the tournament. That's if, all these matchups go completely right. It could very well go wrong due to the picking order of the tournament, everything like that. But I do think if this lineup would happen, that Metsudo would have won those 6 matches so far. And then we have Towamudo, the strongest or one of the strongest fighters on Purgatory so far. I'm placing him up against Hawaii. We know Hawaii is bigger than Towamudo, or he looks to be bigger, so Hawaii may have the size advantage. We don't actually know how strong Hawaii truly is, and it is very possible that he could lose against Towamudo, so it's kind of hard for me to say that Hawaii gets a guaranteed win against Towamudo. And then the remaining fighters on Team Purgatory, we have Drota, who I don't think anyone remaining will be able to defeat Drota. Nakata Ren will get smoked, and all the other bodyguard captains would get smoked. Unless we have Metsudo sending in another Fang we haven't seen before, maybe the 7th Fang or maybe the 2nd Fang or something crazy like that to fight, and he may be able to deal with Drota, but I'm not really considering that as we don't know who those characters are. So Drota pretty much can't be defeated by anyone remaining, and then all the other fighters, we don't really know their power. We have Nicholas Lee Banner, who lost against Jose in the past, but that could be like a whole, fake ploy or something like that, and he could actually be an absolute beast. But I do think it's very possible that we could just disregard Toa and Hawaii could walk in and just, kill Nicholas, or not kill, defeat Nicholas Lee Banner or something like that. Hawaii against most other fighters probably would be able to secure a win. But yeah, it's pretty hard to say whether Metsudo's army will be able to 100% guarantee another win against Purgatory, but I do think it's very possible. And you also have the possibility that the ultimate strategy could come into play. Metsudo could send in some, low tier scrubs who are beyond loyal to Metsudo to this, suicide in the battle against Purgatory, and that's how Metsudo will get the win. I do see various bodyguards willing to do that in a match for Metsudo to win this tournament. So yeah, Metsudo, I do think, has the capability and the fighters under his army to actually defeat Purgatory alone, which is absolutely insane to think about, that a single person in the Kengan Association has enough people under him to defeat all Purgatory alone. Let me know your thoughts on this video down in the comments. It was just a fun video, don't take everything too serious, but yep, thanks to the people who support via Patreon. Always shout out to you absolute mad lads, but yep, that's it guys, peace.